We'll start with this. Government will once again provide students with laptops and data to help them study virtually. The Higher Education Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande, says the department is also communicating with telecoms service providers regarding the long-term costs of data as online learning becomes a critical feature in our education system. He was briefing earlier.
Indicated during our previous media briefing, the tender for the provision of laptops was fairly awarded on the 2nd of November 2020 to 5 bidders. NSFAS has given me a full report on this, and I am satisfied that this whole process went fairly transparently, openly, as per the prescripts of the supply chain management processes of government. Currently, NSFAS is engaging with the service providers that have been allocated to develop the implementation process, including specifications, ordering, order turnaround times, delivery.
The minister also saying that applications for the National Student Aid Fund will not reopen. The minister, as I say, was briefing a little earlier. He says students have had ample time to submit applications timeously before the deadline. The fund receiving over 750,000 applications for 2021, way over the approximately 185,000 recorded last year. The Higher Education Minister laying out plans for the reopening of tertiary institutions this year. Joining us now, watching that briefing, is reporter Heidi Jokos. Heidi, let's start with this then. The Minister focusing on two aspects. Let's start with funding and the applications now closed. That's not going to make students particularly happy.
Definitely not, Jeremy. Also given the fact that the Minister came hard on students who have left the application process to the last minute. The Minister indicating that they've had over 4 months to apply to NSFAS, and that application process is now closed, and they are now going through the selection process. But the Minister also highlighting that compared to the 2020 academic year, those applications are up by 25% rather, and the Minister indicating that this is a clear indication of many in desperate need for funding, also given the serious economic times we are facing. But let's listen to what the Minister had to say with regards to the NSFAS applications.
We gave 4 months last year, 4 months, for those who want to apply. We are now focusing on screening for purposes of allocating those who are successful. We cannot, unfortunately, be able to reopen. But also, we need to say that, unfortunately, the reality is that not all students who apply for space at a university, for instance, will be offered one. So it's possible that as a NSFAS applicant, we are told you qualify for NSFAS, but if you have not gotten a space in a university or a TVET college, you will then not be able to get that assistance, because that assistance is meant for people who have been accepted. That has been the case all along.
And no surprise on this one, Heidi. The Minister indicating the academic year will begin much later due to many universities still needing to complete the 2020 academic year. How late, though?
So we understand, Jeremy, the Minister indicating that the department had already indicated that the 2021 academic year will be delayed. It will most likely begin in March to mid-April, and this is because the various institutions and universities need to play catch-up because of the delays due to COVID-19 and what the 2020 academic year looked like. But the Minister just clearly indicating that most universities and institutions, colleges, need to be done with the 2020 academic year by the end of Feb, the latest by the end of March. And this is catch-up opportunities for students, supplementary exams, or any work that still needs to be done that's related to 2020. So the Minister indicating that there is immense pressure, but they do not want to put anybody at risk. Also, all staff that needed to go back by the end of Jan, that's now been delayed to the end of Feb, and this is because light of the fact that government has announced the delay for basic education, with everybody going back mid-Feb. So the Minister saying because of these delays, it's also pushed back when the staff at these various institutions need to go back. So it's going to be a very difficult academic year, but the Minister says a lot of work has been done to make sure that everybody is safe and that all work is up to date when the new academic year starts. But also important, Jeremy, I must add that the Minister has highlighted that there is very big concern coming from the matriculants because of the delay in the matric results, but the Minister says there is no need for matrics to be concerned because they have factored in that the results will be delayed, and the academic year for 2021 will also only begin end of March, mid-April.
Heidi Jokos, the Minister, also spent a lot of time in this briefing talking about vaccines and specifically highlighting the importance of local manufacture.
Yes, indeed, Jeremy. And the reason why the Minister has highlighted the need for local manufacturing of a vaccine is because South Africa and the rest of the African continent has been left behind. The Minister indicating that even though the World Health Organization has highlighted that other countries are procuring the vaccine much faster, South Africa is working in terms of research. 68 million rand has been reprioritized from the department from the 2019-2020 academic year, and this will be used in terms of research for the vaccine, diagnostics, and everything needed in terms of trying to figure out what vaccine will work and if South Africa can locally manufacture its own vaccine. Let's listen to what the Minister had to say about that.
Our Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, which is one of the entities of the Department of Science and Innovation, has entered into an agreement with Kentucky Biological Products, not the other Kentucky, for the potential manufacturing of the antigen of their vaccine. The Kentucky Biological Products vaccine is manufactured using specific tobacco plants. The CSIR, our Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, has the ability to expand their current facility for plant-based expression systems to manufacture the antigen needed for the vaccine. This company from Kentucky has also expressed interest in testing their vaccine in South Africa. The total investment in this initiative is about 2.4 million rands. There is also a second vaccine trial that we are participating in. In partnership with the South African Medical Research Council, the department is co-funding a study led by Wits University aimed at assessing the safety, immunogenicity and efficacy of a COVID-19 vaccine candidate in South African adults who are living without HIV, as well as safety and immunogenicity in a small cohort of adults living with HIV.